Alright, so today I'm doing something a little different. Instead of ranking rappers by skill, albums, or any of that serious stuff, I'm ranking them by how much it would cost to get them on your song. Like, if you were to drop a song and wanted Kendrick or Drake to rap a verse on your mixtape, here's how much you'd have to cough up. A couple things before we start though. First off, prices vary, and a lot of these dudes might give discounts if they actually like you. Like if Kendrick thinks your song is fire, maybe he might cut the price in half, and if Cole thinks it's trash, then he might double the price just out of spite. Second, some artists don't technically charge at all, but that doesn't mean it's easy to get them. So don't run into the comments saying Cole said he charges nothing, because Cole's not hopping on your SoundCloud track about depression and anime girls. Anyways, let's break this down into 3 tiers as the low, mid, and high. And trust me, the prices get ridiculous. You could literally buy a house instead of getting a Drake feature, but anyways, let's start small. Low tier. So in this tier, we've got the kind of affordable features. And by affordable, I mean if you sold your car and probably your kidney, you could maybe afford them. First on the list is J. Cole with $0. Yes, Cole technically charges nothing for features. Sounds like such a steal, but the catch is he has to want to be on your song. You can't just Venmo him $50 and say, Cole, hop on my track. He literally does features for free if he respects you, if he likes the music, or if he's just in the mood. This is the same guy who'll show up at a random basketball run in Queens just to hoop with strangers. So yeah, he's unpredictable, but imagine getting him. It's priceless. He's the cheapest and simultaneously the most expensive because you can't buy respect with money. There was also this wild rumor floating around that Cole's feature cost $2,000 a word. Imagine dropping 6 figures just to have him say middle child. But Cole himself disproved that and said that he doesn't charge per word and in fact does features for free when it feels right. Okay, next on this tier, we have Yeat costing you $30,000. This one makes sense because 30 grand for a feature is honestly a low. The man is extremely talented and he'll jump on your track and body you on your own beat, then dip. It might also be a bad thing for you because now everyone who hears your song is going to skip your verse. But hey, if you want people to actually listen to your music, $30,000 might be the best investment you can make. So anyways, that's the low tier. Let's move up a level. Mid tier. Here's where it starts to hurt. Like, you need label backing, or at least a couple of rich uncles to get these artists. They're not dropping verses for pocket change. First on this list is 21 Savage with $100,000. This one surprised me. I honestly thought he'd charge more. 100 grand for a 21 Savage feature is actually solid value. The guy has hits for days, and his features usually go viral. So if you want a song people can throw on TikTok or scream in the club, 21 Savage gonna get the job done. I mean, songs like Rockstar with Post Malone was literally everywhere. He's basically a walking cheat code for Billboard hits. 100 grand is a lot, but it's a good return on investment. Okay, next is Yeat. Yeat is one of the fastest rising rappers of this new generation, and his feature price proves it. Right now, if you want Yeat on your track, you're looking at around $150,000. And here's the thing, that number isn't just about his name, though it's about his entire wave. Yeat has built a cult-like fan base off his futuristic sound, with his iconic bell-heavy beats and the alien-like auto-tuned vocals, the energy that makes every verse feel larger than life. Unlike some rappers who hand out features left and right, Yeat is pretty selective, like Carti. When he collaborates, it feels like a calculated move to expand his reach without watering down his brand. Just look at when he linked up with Drake on IDGAF. No one was actually expecting it, but look at it. It was amazing. He's even crossed into pop culture through unexpected places like being tied to the Minions movie soundtrack. Moving on, we have Playboi Carti. Playboi Carti is one of the most unpredictable names when it comes to features. Unlike most rappers who use features as a business move, Carti treats them like rare events. That's why his price is so hard to pin down. But most insiders agree it sits around $250,000 for a verse. And even then, money doesn't guarantee anything. Carti has reportedly refused to clear features for other artists, including Drake himself. And if he's willing to turn down Drake, arguably the biggest rapper alive right now, then you know he doesn't move for just a check. But when Carti does decide to collaborate, it feels special. Just look at his work with The Weeknd on Timeless. Those two literally feel like they understood each other. Because if you actually see it, The Weeknd and Carti both have that dark and melancholic type of vibe to them, and also they both have that mystery thing going on. So when they collab, you just know that song's going to be fire. Fans still talk about those moments because they didn't feel like a business transaction, but like a genuine experiment. That's the thing about Carti. He's not just selling a verse, he's selling scarcity. At $250,000, he sits firmly in the mid-tier, but the real value isn't the number, it's the fact that he even said yes. The last artist on this tier is Kendrick Lamar with 400 grand. Kendrick doesn't do features often, and when he does, it's usually for other big names. He's picky. 400 grand makes sense though, because if you manage to get him, it's not just a verse, it's like a spiritual experience. He'll rap in 12 different voices, tell a story, and somehow expose your childhood trauma all in 16 bars. But good luck even getting him to pick up the phone. This is Kendrick. He doesn't even tweet, let alone hop on a random dude's mixtape. High tier. Alright, this is where things get insane, like sell your soul type of prices. These are the features that can literally change your career overnight. The first one, which is kinda crazy, is KSI with 750 grand. Now I know this one is wild. KSI asking for $750,000, basically putting himself right below Kendrick and Savage, is kind of insane when you think about it. I mean, this is a guy who started as a YouTuber, opening FIFA packs. But to be fair, it does make sense because technically he's not just a rapper, but a full-on celebrity with a massive YouTube following with his boxing matches that sell out and a fan base around the globe. If you pay KSI for a verse, you're indirectly buying exposure to millions of loyal fans who will stream your track just because his name is on it. Still though, it's pretty wild to see him in the same price conversation as Tyler and Drake. Alright, the next one on this high tier list is Tyler with $1 million. $1 million for a verse. That's an insane number, and honestly most artists could never justify it. But Tyler might be the exception, because Tyler is not just a rapper. He not only writes and performs, but he also produces the majority of his own music. That's why his albums feel so distinct, so intentional. Take Chromacopia or Don't Tap the Glass, his most recent works. Both albums are packed with creativity and meticulous detail. Tyler brings that same artistry to a feature. He doesn't just drop 16 bars, he reshapes the song around his personality, his style, his production instincts. So yeah, 1 million is crazy, but when you factor in the artistry, it actually makes a lot of sense. So the next one is Travis Scott. He's arguably one of the biggest names in music right now. And like, whenever he jumps on a track, it immediately stands out. His voice, his flow, the way he rides the beat, it just makes the song feel alive. Now, getting him on a feature is not as simple, just like the other top artists on the list. He's super selective, and honestly, fans know his appearances are rare. Every time he does a verse, it becomes like a major talking point. So how much does it cost to get Travis on a song? Well, the answer is $1 million. $1 million, just for one verse. But, you know, for artists who want that energy and influence on their track, it's worth it. Travis doesn't just add to a song, he makes it, like, memorable. Alright, so the final artist, as all of you have guessed, is Drake, with over $1 million, the most expensive feature in rap. Rumour has it he charges over $1 million, sometimes closer to $2 million, and honestly he can, because if Drake's on your song, it's almost guaranteed to blow up. Think about it, every time he jumps on a track, it charts. Even mediocre songs turn into hits just because of his name. You're not paying for bars, you're paying for the Drake effect. The clout alone is priceless. But here's the catch, you don't just buy a Drake feature, you pretty much need to be in his circle, or at least hot enough for him to see you as worth his time. Otherwise you could have all the money in the world and he's still ignoring your calls. So yeah, that's the breakdown. Low tier, mid tier, high tier. From free J. Cole to $1 million Drake. It's kind of wild seeing how much these features cost because it really shows how much the industry values hype and clout. Like, a Drake verse could change your life, but at the same time some of the best features are the cheap ones. Jid for $30K. That's crazy value. Even 21 for $100K is worth it. Me personally, I'd save my money and just rap alone, because if I spent $400,000 on Kendrick and he rapped about my deepest insecurities, I'd probably cry myself to sleep. But let me know in the comments, if you had unlimited money, who would you buy a feature from first? And don't lie, half of you all are going to say Kendrick. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Peace.